Billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Hello brothers, good morning. Alhamdulillah, today we are with Sheikh Muhammad bin Uthman. Inshallah, Sheikh will answer some of the questions you have sent. Sheikh, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, nice to have you, Sheikh.
Thank you very much.
So Alhamdulillah, Sheikh, before proceeding to answering the questions, inshallah, we are going to hear from you, Sheikh. What is fatwa and Islamic ruling?
Alhamdulillah wali salihin wal aqibatu lil muttaqin wa la udwana illa ala zalimin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammad ibn Abdullah as-Sadiq al-Amin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Well, concerning the question, what is fatwa? Fatwa means legal opinion. Make it legal opinion from Islamic perspective. That is fatwa. Legal view, ruling on something is called fatwa. That is the meaning of what. So it's for somebody to have been equipped to the point of being able to say, yeah, this is what Sharia means. This is the fatwa. Either it is haram, or it is halal, or it is mubah, jaiz, or it is something mustahab. That is the meaning of the word fatwa. Once again, fatwa means legal verdict from an Islamic scholar or ruling that Sharia says X, Y, Z, to come out with a convinced and informed idea so that I just walk based on that informed idea. That is fatwa. Wallahu a'lam wa bihi tawfiq.
Jazakumullahu khairan ya Sheikh. What will Sheikh say on conditions of Islamic ruling?
Yeah, everything has its condition. لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ شُرُوطُهُ. There are conditions in whatever you do. And before proceeding, condition in Islam, according to the scholars, condition means, in Arabic they say, الشرط كل ما يلزم من عدمه العدم ولا يلزم من وجوده الوجود. That is the definition of ashar from the technical viewpoint. That is, condition or shart is that thing which its absence leads to an absence. Its availability does not necessarily create availability. That is the meaning of ashar. Maybe I may give detail, but just put it that way. Now, what are the conditions of doing fatwa? Really, the condition number one is, first one has to be knowledgeable. Otherwise, he plunges himself into the cesspool of disobeying Allah. Allah says, وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَا تَصِفُ أَلْسِنَتُكُمُ الْكَذِبَ هَذَا حَلَالٌ وَهَذَا حَرَامٌ لِتَفْتَرُوا عَلَى اللَّهِ الْكَذِبَ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَفْتَرُونَ عَلَى الْكَذِبَ لَا يُفْلِحُونَ. Do not say this is halal, legal, this is illegal. Lying against Allah. So this is a condition. You have to be knowledgeable. Otherwise, Allah says, وَأَن تَقُولُوا اللَّهِ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. When you say one must be knowledgeable, what do you mean by knowledge? Computer science is knowledge. Trigonometry is knowledge. Psychology, agronomy. We don't mean this. The knowledge that should be a condition for somebody to issue fatwa is al-ilmu bid-din. One of the scholars said, كل العلوم سوى القرآن مشغلة إلا الحديث وإلا الفقه في الدين العلم ما كان فيه قال حدثنا وما سوى ذاك وسواس الشياطين. Any knowledge claiming to be knowledge, yeah, accepted, but in the deen it has to be Allah says, the Prophet says, the Sahaba have said. That is knowledge. It is the knowledge possessed by Malik, Shafi, Ahmad, and the rest of them. The one that really gives chance, opportunity to say. That's number one. Condition number one, knowledge. On the Sharia, on the Book of Allah, on the Sunnah, on fiqh, on the method of analogical deduction, al-qiyas al-maqbul. Alright? And again, you have to be good in Arabic language. It is important extremely. Without Arabic, how can you access the Quran? What about the Sunnah? How will you be able to know the different divergent views of scholars? Malik says, Shafi. Knowledge. Arabic is very important. You cannot have somebody who cannot even read Fatiha and trying to be a mufti. This is dangerous. It's dangerous. That is number two. Number three, purity of intention. In trying to issue fatwa, there is a condition. Are you doing it just to be known as a scholar? Or are you trying to tell the people this is Allah's message according to my knowledge? So if somebody does it, just he wants to be heard, he wants to be applauded, he lacks the condition of doing fatwa. Similarly, another important thing is you have to know al-ada al-urfiya of a people. Yeah, because al-ada of a people is also important in shaping the fatwa perspective. The ulama are saying dararun yuzalu wa adatun qad uhkimat wa kadha al-mashaqqa tajlibu at-taysira wa shakku la tarfa bi mutaqinan wa akhlis an-niyya in qasadta umura. These are called the 5 conditions of Islamic knowledge. So you can see people's convention is important. For example, here in Nigeria, if not in West Africa, when you are contracting marriage, people bring kola nut. Do you tell me, kola nut according to Fatwa is haram? No, it's people's convention. Come on. People have come up to recognize kola nut, goro in HAUSA as part and parcel of our cultural practices. Do you tell me I have to give you ayah on goro? Hadith on goro? You will never get it. So people's convention is there. So adatun qad uhkimat. I am saying al-adatul urfiya are very important in shaping, in smoothening the terrain of fatwa for a person. Another condition, the person giving fatwa shouldn't be what I call perpetual knowledge seeker. PKS. He has to be PKS, perpetual knowledge seeker. He is always seeking for knowledge. Because how can you give fatwa on what you don't know? People ask you, for example, about DNA composition, about things that have to do medical things, for example. People may come and ask you about in vitro fertilization, IVF. What do you say? What do you call it? A cloning. What do you say? There are things that are coming up newly. What about blood bank, sperm bank, milk bank? These are new things, new entrants into the field of scholarship. If you don't know this, you end up legalizing what is haram, or making legal what is haram, or making haram what is halal. So these are some, I'm saying, of the condition that somebody should be equipped with. We ask Allah to bestow on us this kind of condition so that we try to imitate what our pious predecessors did in the golden deed and eras of the deed.
Jazakumullahu khairan, ya Sheikh. Sheikh, another question which we need to know is that who is Mufti?
Al-Mufti, technically, and it can be also literally, terminologically, somebody that just says, this is my idea. That's an ordinary literal meaning. But technically, and your question hinges on legality, on technicality, Mufti is such a man that has all the qualities that it takes for him to issue fatwa. I told you the condition. So the Mufti is the person possessing these conditions. Period. Yeah.
Jazakumullahu khairan, ya Sheikh. Sheikh, what are the characteristics of Islamic legal opinion?
He has to be God-fearing. Because if he has the position that he is looked at as somebody issuing fatwa, then the fatwa will diminish. Its value will go down. If people see him doing exactly what he said is forbidden. Now, so it's very important. You are talking about characteristics. He has to be knowledgeable. He has to be a practitioner of the teachings contained in the knowledge. It's very important. Otherwise, أتأمرون الناس بالبر وتنسون أنفسكم وأنتم تتلون الكتاب أفلا تعقلون. Quran asks, oh, do you command people to do good things, forgetting yourself? Don't you reason? So characterism number one is he should be knowledgeable. He practices it. He should keep away from things forbidden. Otherwise, the fatwa lacks its substance and value. Because somebody will say, well, if Sheikh is doing it, I too will follow him. He is my role model, for example. Similarly, one of the characteristics is he should be somebody with contentment. He is contented. He will not extend his hand to you to give him. He should earn self-esteem. Not arrogance. No. But respecting himself. Al-Imam al-Jurjani, Abul Aziz, he says, وَلَمْ أَقْضِ حَقَّ الْإِلْمِ إِنْ كَانَ كُلَّمَا بَدَى طَمَعٌ سَيَّرْتُهُ لِيَصُلَّمَ. Then I didn't accord the knowledge its position. If whenever I see signs of the worldly things, I rush there. No. وَلَمْ أَقْضِ حَقَّ الْإِلْمِ إِنْ كَانَ كُلَّمَا بَدَى طَمَعٌ سَيَّرْتُهُ لِيَصُلَّمَ. That I make my knowledge a ladder to achieve materialism. So somebody, a scholarly scholar from Islamic perspective, should maintain his self-esteem. He shouldn't be rapacious. He shouldn't be just a bootlicker looking for material. He should be contented. And it is also important to be able to teach people small knowledge before the bigger ones. By this I mean, Ibn Abdul Barr says, Ibn al-Arabi, I can't remember now, he says, Inna lil-ilmi darajatin wa manaqila wa rutaba man ta'addaha jumlatan dalla wa man ta'adda tariqa as-salafi hazalla. Knowledge has ladder. You know ladder? A ladder has stages from scratches to the top. So in seeking for knowledge, start with step 1, 2, 3 to them. So somebody issuing fatwa should have this at the back or at the front of his mind. People are taught based on the beginning before they reach the uppermost part of it. These are some of the characteristics of a mufti.
Jazakumullahu khairan ya Sheikh. Sheikh, who is Mustafti?
Mustafti, subhanallah, is taken from al-istifta. You go to, Arabic lexicon, right? Al-istifta actually is a verb that has an additional 3 letters. Alifun, sinun, ta. Ta'allama, ista'alama. Istafhama. It's from fahima, he understood. But istafhama, he is looking for understanding. Okay? Akala, he has eaten. But ista'akala, he requested for him to be given to eat. Like this. So Mustafti is from istafta, that he is questioning, he is asking for a fatwa to be given to him. That is why at this juncture I want to make a correction. You see people calling you or senators, please, ya Sheikh, I have a fatwa. Sheikh, I have a fatwa. He is saying, I am looking for fatwa. But he is saying, I have a fatwa. I used to say, well, you have fatwa? I am listening. Give me. You should say, I am asking for a fatwa, not I have a fatwa. Fatwa is the thing you want me to tell you. So you are the one looking for, so you are the Mustafti. Mustafti is the one looking for fatwa. Al-Mufti is the guy issuing fatwa. Get it correctly. So this is the meaning of Al-Mustafti. Al-Mustafti is a person who is looking for an answer on an issue. Like the brothers sending questions from Canada to us, for example, they are Mustaftun. They are looking for answers. Okay? Maybe I may be the one giving fatwa. Though I don't know, I'm not the one. I'm just trying, doing my best. Allah just makes it better for us. Okay? So they are the Mustaftun. I am also Mustafti because I look for answer for things. Okay? So that is the meaning.
Jazakumullahu khairan, Sheikh. Sheikh, can fatwa be issued by all?
Fatwa is not for every Tom, Dick and Harry. Take it again. Fatwa is not for every Tom, Dick and Harry. In other words, ليس لكل من هب ودب ودرج ليس لبكر وزيد وعمر. Al-Fatwa is for the people with the condition previously mentioned. Today we live in a society in the world where every person claiming to be knowledgeable, he can't read Fatiha correctly. It is what the Quran says. But in the Google I have seen it. But in the internet, these are killing themselves spiritually. So Fatwa is not for every person. People should fear Allah. Don't find it so big to say, oh, I don't know. If Imam Malik, who was born in the year 93 and died in the year 179, Imam Malik, subhanallah, who authored Muwatta in 40 years, and his student came alive in 40 days. He said, this is a book I spent almost part of my lives. You've just taken it in 40 days. I doubt if you will get the blessing of learning. He was kind of being sarcastic, alayhi rahmatullah. I am saying, Imam Malik, despite his position, Imam Shafi'i says, إذا ذكر العلماء فمالك النجم. إذا ذكر العلماء فمالك النجم. When the ulama, the scholars are mentioned, Malik is a flying star amongst them. Yet, that's my point, he was asked about 100 questions, but he was saying La adri, La adri, I don't know, I don't know. He was only able, according to my source, to answer only 16. So to tell you, if Malik was very careful, so how can somebody who can, just because he has a degree in the university, he doesn't know even what is Fatiha, he just go looking, he just a peeping into something. He appointed himself into Fatwa. That is a trouble. In Sahih al-Bukhari there's a hadith that says Allah does not remove knowledge from the mind, from the breast of the knowledgeable people. Like this, one scholar waking up and find knowledge of God. Allah takes away knowledge by taking away the lives of the scholars. Until the scholars are taken away, the ignorant people, the ignoramuses remain on the face of the earth. They are asked, they give legal opinion, lopsided, without any substance, alright? فَضَلُّوا وَأَضَلُّوا. They go astray and make other people go astray. This kind of people are the one called Ruwaybida. وَنَطَقَ الرُّوَيْبِضَةِ. Who is the Ruwaybida? Somebody with nothing on the deed, but he has the audacity to say according to our view. Like I had somebody, a woman, I think in Tunisia, I don't want to even quote her name or call her name. She doesn't. The hadith that says لن يفلح قوم ولوا أمرهم امرأة is in Sahih al-Bukhari. That is Abu Bakr. She was trying to make the hadith incorrect, but in Sahih al-Bukhari. Miskina. These are the ones. You hear some people saying a woman, I will call her name by the name Amina Wadud in America, she was given a fatwa. She too can lead people in prayers. And she did it. That is the catastrophe, the calamity, especially those brothers live in the Western world. Some are easily just taken. They are just, let me say, drawn into this kind of a quagmire in the name of Islamic scholarship. So once again, fatwa is not for every Tom, Dick and Harry. Fatwa is highly skilled, professionally skilled area that only those with competence can do it. It's not for every Tom, Dick and Harry. Let's fear Allah.
Jazakumullahu khairan, Sheikh, for having your time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.